Rising Shot Buttercups. Here we go. We are off. It's early morning. It's like quarter 20 after 7. Not a morning person. Never have been. Never will be, I don't think. Well, I don't say that. I could always become one. Never too late in life to develop new habits. It's just, right now, not a morning person. Hair's all jacked up. Hat's in the trunk. I don't know why. I don't know how it got there, but it is. So we'll throw that on before we go to the gym. But we're off to the gym. It's a grind. Some days are easy. Some days are fun. Today should be a grind. We're gonna have to figure out some water here at some point too. I gotta take pre-workout, and I ain't got no water with me, and I'm not in my normal routine because the wife be homesick again today. She is in the crud, man. It is rough for her right now. I feel bad for her. And there's nothing I can do really to help other than just keep her supplied with meds, comfortable, and let her rest. So that means no Starbucks stop this morning, so no ice water. I have to figure this out. That means I'm going to have to stop somewhere. Not a huge deal in life, but so we got that going on. We are gonna have a little fun. Maybe start a once a week tradition. Today, against better judgment. Hold on. Let's get you in the little holder over here. There we go. Got the mute in. Maybe against better judgment of myself, we are going to get a little more accountable and going to do a weigh-in today. I usually do them right after the gym, after I'm done working out and everything. So grab that on the way out of the gym, bring you along for it. It's going to be a surprise for all of us. Don't know how I feel about this, but the number, not a numbers guy, said that, but I want to see something south or equal to 410. That might not happen this morning because the last time I weighed in, I was like 424-ish. And that was only, a week ago, maybe. So I'm not expecting to lose 14 pounds in a week. That's very, very unlikely. But I want to see at least a little progress. Like that's the next, let's call it milestone number that we're making to, because once I hit that 410 mark, we've officially hit the double century and loss mark. So we will be down 200 pounds. Ultimately a little more than that, but I am saying this, this journey started at 610 for the sake of tracking and to be able to have a number of progress and everything. Why are people driving so slow? Guys, come on, man. It's Tuesday morning. Let's get a little freaking pop in the step here. It's the gas pedal. It's not going to bite you. I promise. We could do more than 35 on 41 this morning. Hello. So yeah, here we go. Took advantage of getting a little bit of extra sleep this morning. I woke up just really achy. Don't know why. Did not have a heavy workout yesterday at all. With meetings and some things I had to do. We were real abbreviated on stuff. Didn't really do any major weight training. Just did the rope machine, a little bit of bicycle, swam a little bit. We're going to throw a few more things at it today, but we're also still in that rest phase for Saturday and the strikeout tournament, so it's not like I'm wanting to blow my arms out right now. I'm letting everything kind of rest. I will be getting the bands out today. So one of the things I've got to do this afternoon is laundry, which means I'll be spending some time folding laundry and at the laundromat. So I'm at the laundromat. I might be able to rig up on one of the folding tables a nice little band position where I can just kind of pull on resistance a little bit and just do a little bit of pseudo table work. Try to make lemonade out of lemons. So we got that going on. Read a post on Facebook this morning about a guy who does trivia, and it's just a really interesting perspective, really interesting how to handle negativity kind of sentiment in it. And long story short, had a bunch of people at a trivia night that he hosted, and ended up somebody was like, "Your questions are too hard," and he is an amazing individual at handling people and doing stuff like that. Like, he is just a great communicator in how he handles and carries himself. So I'm sure he had the utmost tact where I would have been like, "Listen, Buttercup, maybe you should read Wikipedia before you come." I don't know. I can't help you. 99 people in the room loved it. You're the only one out. Like, sorry, the lone duck's going to waddle on its own in this one. But, he kind of tied that to, the perspective of, how much praise you get. There's always going to be that one critical voice, and how do you react to it, and how do you let that one critical voice set the tone for something. And it made me think, like, on this little journey that I'm on, I got a lot of support, guys. I'm gonna be honest. Like, the people around me, like people at the gym, the whole reason I'm doing this right now is one of the guys at the gym. His name's Chris. He's got a channel on here. I'm gonna link it in the description, and I'll tag it in the comments. Called Daily Driven Porsche. Awesome guy. He talks a lot about investing, life, money, finance, just how to kind of set yourself up, and put that, helping people kind of find the place for those puzzle pieces in life. But he, overheard me talking one day, and had noticed me at the gym, just the consistency and everything, and we got to talking, and I told him kind of where we're drooping here, guys. Hello, going on a ride, going on a trip on my favorite rocket ship. Okay, out of the rabbit hole we come. So he was saying that I need to document this, like, if for nothing else, myself. But and he gave me a really cool quote and perspective on that. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But all that to say, between people at church, my family, one of my, in all honesty, she is the silent one about it, but one of my biggest fans through this whole thing has actually been of the silent people, my daughter. She doesn't say a lot. She's a 16-year-old. You're not going to get a lot of compliments out of that one. But she is incredibly supportive. Little stuff in her own way. When I'm doing meal prep, she's out there sniffing around the kitchen. When I go do workouts, go to the gym on Saturday morning, she's my little shadow, following me around the gym. She has her own way of supporting and showing it, and she does a lot. And then, my wife is absolutely amazing. She is my biggest cheerleader. She is my biggest supporter, my partner. She is right there with me through this whole thing. So I say that to say, I've got a lot of support on all fronts. Family, um, people at the gym. It's not like I got guys coming up to me being like, "You don't belong here." Everyone is super, super awesome in that regard. But I do have that one nagging critic, and I hate to say it, of all people, it is that little voice in the back of my head. And I am by far probably the most critical person about me in every regard of what I do. And seeing him say that this morning just made me think, like, well, I think everyone can say to some extent they're their own biggest critic. But really, how do we let that voice dampen the voice of so many other people in our life? And, I mean, myself, I literally, like, one of my biggest things is there are certain gym lifts that I have that I would love to see have a ton more weight on the number. That number is just not where I would like it to be or where I think it should be for a guy my size. In my mind, I have a certain facade of you should be able to bench press X. You should be able to overhead press X. You should be able to curl X. Your arms are this size. They should be able to do this. And, a lot of times those perceptions that I have in my head become very, very critical of myself when I don't meet my own perceptions and expectations. And, it's forces, it's good right now because it's forcing me to push and work and all that kind of stuff. But so many people get stuck when they start listening to that voice. No matter how many people are for them or cheerleading for them, they let that voice in their head just override. And it puts you into this state of paralysis by analysis where you can't push forward with goals. You can't push forward with trying new things and bettering yourself and saying, I'm going to do something. Because something is better than nothing. Like yesterday, in all regards, was a complete wow. We got the wiggles and the jiggles on this part of the road. Sorry, guys. I will try to clean that up a little bit in post and see if I get some of the wiggle out of there. So if you're not seeing wiggle, I succeeded. If you are seeing wiggle, well, we need to get a better phone mount, or Florida needs to get better roads. One of which I think is going to happen sooner than the other. With that being said, you got to just be consistent in pushing forward. It really is. I mean, that's all that it is. Like yesterday's workout, by all intents, was not that much of a workout. Like it's did not get a lot out. It wasn't like I walked away with like feeling the gains kind of thing. But I still went. I still got it. I did what I could. I did what I had time to do. Obviously there's always things that you could change and do better. I could have got there earlier. I could have woke up an hour earlier. I knew what the schedule was ahead of time. But it didn't happen. But something happened. And a half a workout is better than no workout, because that voice in your head said, well, there's no point in doing it if you can't do it the whole way. So don't let that voice override you. And sometimes you just got to tell that voice, like, listen up, Buttercup, you need to step off and back the hell up, whether it's that little voice in the back of your head or not. Have that kind of internal little perspective conversation with yourself, because if you got an entire world of people around you, and let's be real, we live in a society that can be pretty critical of people, pretty judgmental at times. So if you've got an entire society of people around you that are backing you and championing you and telling you can do it, then maybe it's time for the little voice to step aside, have a good day, go drink a cup of tea and sit in the corner for a little bit. And that is a whole process of its own to get the mental discipline to be able to do that. I want to start rereading a book. Read it probably 3 times now, and it's one of those ones I think it's good to come back to. Extreme Ownership by Jocko Willink, and he is really fantastic in the mindset of just like owning those aspects of your life, not letting stuff pile up as and put you in a victim mentality. And for so long I would be able to tell people like, can't live in a victim mentality, and I was living in it myself, and that's because I was held hostage to that little voice in my head. If I was going to do something, everything had to be perfect, and it's like, no, it really doesn't. You just have to do something. And that's kind of the joy of what I'm finding, is now that I'm doing something, even if I get to do a little something, I'm still doing something, and I'm getting on here. So like even this right here, I tell you what, like we're trying something different today. So I've said in the past, got to try to figure out how to do this. So we're gonna probably cut to a music montage here soon, and we're gonna walk through the day a little bit. So I don't know, guys. There's a whole lot of rambling right there. So we'll figure it out. See where we're gonna go. As for right now, I'm still sitting in traffic. I mean, we're cruising at 50 mile an hour, 53 degrees. Kind of fun. I still don't have any water. Gotta get water. I'm trying to think where I've got between here and the gym that I can actually stop and get water. There's a little gas station up here. I'll stop and grab a bottle of water, I guess. But all that to wrap this one up with. There's a saying I want to say, and I don't want to say it because I'm not stealing it. I am not stealing his saying. It's his saying. I'm a fan of strongman and will following strongman. And one of my favorites, guy that I really look up to, has made a huge just impact in my life building up to this whole little journey, was Brian Shaw. And he's an incredible motivation. But he ends all of his videos to be great. I'm not stealing. I just got to figure out my own little thing. Tried a few, figure it out. I gotta think this one through a little bit. But until next time, guys, keep smashing at something. Keep working towards your goals. Stay consistent, and see y'all soon.